Good evening, Bookman Beacons. This is Dr. Hill with this week's message from the Helm. Here at Bookman Road Elementary, we stress the importance of reading to our students. Reading to your child builds a love and a joy for reading that lasts a lifetime. Do you still remember the books read to you as a child? A good book leaves a lasting memory. The U.S. Department of Education says that students who were read to at least 3 times a week had significantly greater awareness of sounds that letters make when they entered kindergarten than students who were read to less often. We once again ask that you continue to enforce and encourage reading with your students each night. Speaking of reading, this week you should have received an email from our district communications officer, Libby Roof, with our district's student handbook. I know your schedules are extremely busy, but I encourage you to take a few minutes to read this with your beacon as soon as possible. Whether you are a new member to our school community or you've been in Richland 2 or Bookman Road for several years, policies and procedures change often from year to year, especially this year, so we encourage you to take a look. Secondly, we appreciate your adherence to our school procedures as we are working to establish consistent routines for our students. They learn so much by our example, so we thank you for your patience and flexibility during this time of remote learning. Keep in mind that this is an atypical time for everyone. We know that you are diligently working with your students at home, and I want you to know that our teachers and staff are working overtime to ensure that each day's lessons are cohesive and as student-friendly as possible during this time. Please just keep in mind that we must exercise grace with one another during this time and use encouraging words as we stay the course to provide the invaluable learning experiences that our students need in the safest manner possible. Our students learn by our example. They hear and recite our school vision statement each day, which is that we are beacons who light the way in personal character, academics, and community service. We know that you will join us in emphasizing and demonstrating these 3 pillars for students while they are at home and in the community. Lastly, you should have received a correspondence from Mr. Relaford in this week's Beacon seeking individuals to serve on our Bookman Road School Improvement Council. SICs are advisory councils to the principal and the school on ways to improve the school. Our school logo and vision statement were projects spearheaded in the past by our Bookman Road SIC. If you might be interested in serving on this committee, please contact Mr. Relaford at crelafor@richland2.org. Thank you so much for your attention. This concludes this week's message from the Helm. Be safe this weekend and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.